Aries and Libra also represents, not only represents dominance and submissiveness, but it also represents what we put out and what we get back. But it also represents, because they're two cardinal signs, and cardinal signs pretty much like what start things off, initiated things. They represent, the work that we put into things, like put into relationships and partnerships and building connections and creating connections. That's what it represents together. And they also represents they represents duality within us. Libra represents finding that balance that, those people external to us, created, and the experiences that we have with other people. The seventh house, it represents creating that balance within, finding duality within us, you know within ourself, which is Aries, within ourself. And we're initiating that duality. That's what it represents. um and also the awareness that's there. And it also represents the mistakes that we make, and we have to keep going, forgive ourselves, or keep going, and not sitting up here regretting and looking back at the mistakes that were made, staying stuck on them. um it also represents, Aries also represents competing as well. With competition, it represents competing. um competing. What we're competing for? We're competing to gain something. We're showing off our skills. We're competing to gain our resources, which is our skills that we use, how we use them. To gain, we're gaining something, and we all now we're gaining something, but we're making an impact on something as well. It also represents what we invest out and what comes back. As stated, it represents the people that we it represents our open enemies and also our hidden enemies. Aries and Libra. The people that we attract in terms of our subconscious, and people that that are against us in terms of consciously, because because they attract us in terms of their subconscious. In terms of what they need to work on, in terms of what we already in line with, or what we already equipped for. And the experience is already equipped for that. You know, people who are already equipped for to bring that experience to them, or they're sent to, or those of us that are sent to each other's lives to bring that experience to each other. To help each other, whatever that is. It also represents our ascendant and descendant in our birth chart, because our ascendant is, well, I will talk about our ascendant and descendant in a whole other video.